Well, let's move on to another important topic. India and Mauritius have moved to amend the double taxation avoidance agreement, potentially opening up millions of dollars worth of foreign investments coming into India from Mauritius for renewed tax scrutiny. Now, if you want to understand more on this, Surabhi is here to decode the potential impact that this would have on foreign investments. Surabhi, over to you.
Guys, thanks very much for that. So this is a little bit of a surprise, perhaps, for a lot of people in the market and for the tax fraternity as well, because it appears that the Mauritius tax ghost, that FPI tax ghost, perhaps it could be back again. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about a second amendment to the India-Mauritius bilateral tax treaty, the double taxation avoidance agreement. Now, this amendment basically brings into focus a principal purpose test that is going to be inserted in the treaty after the amendment. So what is this PPT or principal purpose test? Essentially, this is going to be a mechanism through which the Indian tax authorities will ascertain whether the primary purpose for setting up a certain structure in Mauritius or facilitating a certain transaction through Mauritius, whether the primary purpose was to avoid paying taxes as per Indian law and get the favorable tax advantage of the double taxation avoidance treaty. Now, why do I say this is a ghost that's come back from the past? Because if we dial back to 2017, that is when the first amendment to the treaty happened. May 2016 was the first amendment. That is when, after a lot of back and forth, a lot of volatility in the market, finally the matter had been put to rest. All investments that were coming in up till 31st of March 2017, they were grandfathered, no questioning to them. And everything after that point, 1st April 2017 onwards, was subject to Indian capital gains tax laws. The question now is that will this new amendment, this PPT that is being introduced, is it going to subject the earlier investments prior to 2017, those investments also to some sort of fresh, renewed tax scrutiny? That's what's sort of making everybody sit up and take notice. I just want to end with some numbers for context. Ever since that first amendment took place, Mauritius's place in terms of a very important destination with respect to FDI and FPI flows coming into India, that's actually been diminishing. Other geographies like Singapore have picked up in a big way. Even the UAE has picked up. So for FDI investments, the number was over 86,000 crores back in FY17. That's come down to just under 50,000 crores in FY23. For FPI investments into the capital market, that's where the picture is a little muddled because we have data for equity plus debt put together. But even there, it's very, very clear that a lot of the capital market inflows are now coming in through jurisdictions like Singapore. So the question is, A, how relevant is Mauritius even now? And B, what happens to the grandfathering?
Okay, Surabhi, thanks very much for that explainer. Let's